Good to be here. So good to be here. The other day, I went to 7-Eleven. That's it. We're keeping the bar really low. The other day, I went to 7-Eleven, and the owner asked me how year 12 was going. And I was honestly just so flattered that he assumed that I stayed in school till year 12. Not me. So that was my first piece of good news for you amidst a hectic year. My other piece of good news that I brought for you today is that I became a permanent resident of Australia last year. Thank you. Thank you. It feels so good. It feels really good. I finally feel like I belong here a little bit more. I finally feel a little bit more relaxed. I finally feel like I can now say some really Australian things. Like I can finally say the C word. The C word in Australia, of course, is colonizer. Tricked you cunts. I've had, like I said, a great year. I've spent a lot of time in my favorite place, at home and online. And while I was online, I was doing a lot of productive stuff like taking quizzes. So I took this quiz. It said, take this quiz to find out how many children you will have. So of course I needed to take it. 30 questions. In the end it tells me, you will have no children at all. And I just never thought I'd find out I'm infertile that way. I've been really lucky as well in the last year. I've been able to keep my job, which has been great because I'm not the kind of person who puts a lot of effort into job applications, just so they know what to expect. Once I start working there. I always make sure, though, that on my CV, I have a photo of myself, just so they know that they will meet the diversity quota. I've been missing the office a little bit because I work in one of those really millennial offices where we have a fridge full of kombucha and coconut water, one of those really fancy coffee machines, like barista-level coffee machine, because they know that everybody who works in this role used to be a barista. But I will share as well with you this really handy tip that has really helped me with my job applications. Because did you know that on your CV, you can just say that you do have an arts degree? Nobody checks. Save me $30,000 right there. And I like to say that if you live in Melbourne, especially in the north, that's pretty much an arts degree. You can fast track it if you move to Fitzroy. Having a lot of free time, though, I have been thinking back on some other jobs I have worked, and I used to work in this role where I worked at a lot of events where there'd be parents with young children. And I just have to say that parents these days are so switched on. They're so woke. Like I'd work at these events and there'd be parents with young children and every child would have like a sticker on their t-shirt or a tag on their backpack with their parents' names and phone numbers. And I just think that's such a great idea because it makes it so much easier for me to contact the parents and ask for a ransom. I can just text that bad boy. Before, I had to be like, hey, little boy, what's your dad's number? He didn't know. Had to keep him. He's my son now. Which is great because the quiz told me I was infertile. It was a lot cheaper than adoption. You've been really lovely, but I've actually got to get back to my son. I've been Aurelia St. Clair. Thanks for having me.
Aurelia St. Clair!